Hi, Michelle here, Thrifting 101. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. Glad you're stopping in. If you saw my last video, I said I had 2 more videos to go before I reached my 100th video, and I do like my milestones. But I was wrong. This is my 100th video, and I wanted to make it a little special. So I went out and about and did a little seeking and searching and thrifting for some fine bone china. And I got a few great pieces. I hope you enjoy it. And I saw 7 sets of these beautiful violet patterned hand-painted china cups and saucers. They were $1.99 each. I grabbed them all right away, and that's when I decided, well, maybe I can do a nice video just in vintage bone china. And so that's where that idea came from. These were made by the Yoki Bayaki Company, and the company was in business between 1890 and the 1930s, and I believe these cup and saucers do date to the early 1930s, and I think I'm going to ask about $100 for all of them. I picked up both these sets. They were wrapped together at the Goodwill. I paid 69 cents for both of them. They're beautiful little demi cups, and they're in excellent condition. And I turned them over to see who the maker was. And they are Rheinspalt Harz Porcelain. Harz Porcelain. And I know Harz Porcelain means porcelain or hard porcelain. And I know that the Rheinspalt refers to the region in Germany. And they were produced between 1951 and 1972. And they're very good sellers on eBay. I was at the A1 thrift store, and I saw this beautiful set of vintage Noritake bread and butter plates. They're the old hand-painted Nippon Rising Sun logo, which dates it back to 1921 into that era. And I paid 50 cents a piece, so I paid $3 for all of them. And when I was checking out, the lady said, oh, we just put those out 5 minutes ago. So I consider myself very lucky to have been there at the right time. I stopped into the SPCA, the wooden nickel store, to see if kitchenware was half price, and it was not, but everything with the yellow tag was. And I found this gorgeous bouillon cup and matching underplate this time. I was lucky. I turned it over, and I noticed it was J&G Meakin, English company, and J&G stands for James and George Meakin. The pattern is called Q, and it dates back to the early 1900s. I'm going to put it right around 1912 or so, and it's just lovely, and I think I have a new obsession. I bought this beautiful hand-painted Nippon candy or trinket dish, and I turned it over, and it said hand-painted Nippon, so I know that it predates World War II. And this symbol right here is known as a Maruki, or the Kamuru symbol. And Kamuru actually stands for overcoming difficulties. And I date this between 1912 and 1920s. I took Shirley to my favorite little shop in Cocoa Village just to look around and show her what was there. I had no intentions of buying anything, but a gentleman there was going out of business, his booth was, and everything was 50% off, and it didn't take much persuasion to get me to buy this gorgeous Bohemian piece for $15. It's hand-painted. It's stunning. I think it's the nicest piece I've ever seen. And I did some research on the back stamp. It's Imperial Crown China of Austria, and it dates between 1883 and 1914. It's a keeper for sure. I also picked this piece up in the Cocoa Village booth from the man who was going out of business. I couldn't resist. It's Limoges, and it dates between 1900 and 1914, and I know that because of the red back stamp. And they also had a company in New York, then they exported out. And it's just simply beautiful. I paid $5 for it. Again, I believe I'm going to hang on to this beautiful piece. To be perfectly honest with you, I have had this plate for a while. I don't think I've ever had it in a video though. We're doing the back room and I ran across it. And I think the reason why I might not have had it before in a video is because I had a really hard time finding out anything about the back stamp. But I did get lucky this time. And doing some research, one website led me to another, and I actually found somebody who asked a question about this very logo. And it turns out it stands for Herman Ohm. It's an H and an O there. And it dates between 1882 and 1928. And they sold in the US and Europe as blanks, and were painted here. And it's a stunning little cake plate. I picked up these 4 serving pieces at the Wood and Nickel store. They were yellow tagged, so they were all 50% off, which means I paid $5 for all these pieces. And I like picking up servingware because people who have the pattern, they're always looking for the matching servingware. So I don't think I'll have any trouble selling this. And like I said, it is Noritake China, and it dates to 1953 to 1967, and it is in the Wheaton pattern, and it's all in absolutely wonderful condition. I paid $1.50 in the Wood and Nickel store. This was yellow tagged for this beautiful Noritake creamer. And the back stamp says Nippon Toki Ikasha, and I hope I got that right. I probably didn't. And it was produced between 1947 and 1949, and it was produced for the Western market mainly. I picked this up at the Goodwill. It's a beautiful vintage Limoges piece by the Elite Company, and it was made actually by the Bow Wow and Daughter Studio, and it was produced between 1900 and 1914. I paid 50 cents for these beautiful berry bowls. They are Mikasa in the Versailles pattern. And I'm not quite sure of the year they were produced because I couldn't find any information on that at all. I hope you enjoyed my vintage China haul. And thank you so much for celebrating my 100th video with me. I did go thrifting last week with Shirley. We did, I think, a 100-mile trip, and we got some really, really cool stuff, and I can't wait to show them to you. I did want to mention that I did pick this up for $1.50. It's Ralph Lauren, and I kind of think it's fun to try and find a shirt to go with my videos, so we'll see what I can find for the next one. Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.